Thank you, Mr. Douglas, for that fascinating historical account and for the inspiring words. We would now like to welcome Dr. Nkenyereye, who is an assistant professor and director of the Center for Digital Integration and Innovation in the Department of Computer and Information Security at Sejong University in Korea. We're very happy that he came from Korea today to visit. His research focuses on security and privacy technologies in the Internet of Things, covering a broad range of emerging digital security challenges. He is also the founder of Waresa, a global platform dedicated to empowering researchers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and scientists from Africa and of African heritage. And Waresa has organized 15 events across 7 countries and operates 15 flagship programs. And one of its key initiatives is the Center for Sustainability Analysis, a think tank focused on examining why many public policies in Africa fail, and why researchers often do not provide clear early warnings about potential policy failures. We now welcome Dr. Nkenyereye, who came in an overnight flight.
Thank you very much. I think you can hear me. I think we have 15 minutes. I'll try to do 10 minutes and see if there's some questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a series of questions after.
Okay, I'll let you know 15 minutes. Now this is my presentation. As you said, my name is Luis. Next, please. Next. Yes, my name is Luis, and I'm from Burundi, and I came to Korea a few years ago. This is my CV, which is my major is basically applied cryptography, which is mathematics. I won't go through everything, but I think it's fine. I did my PhD in Korea, and I was business scholar in Canada and US, and now I work in South Korea as a professor. Next. Well, when I finished in South Korea, I saw many of African students not getting jobs. I think we might have a few reports here in Taiwan also. Some African students not getting jobs after PhD. Everything we are doing here is because we have the means. When you are not successful as an African international student, it's impossible to push this agenda. Next. And because we saw it and we came with a number of programs, that's where I founded Waresa. Here we have a picture of undergraduate African students, not only from Africa, but the vision then became to empower international students from Africa and of African heritage. I have a friend in Germany. All his students, they attend conferences when they're undergraduate students. But we find people from Africa who never attended any conference. So the idea is whatever we became, or the way I founded Waresa is because I had a good job. If you're not successful as someone from Africa, there's no way you put this agenda. Next. So we come with a lot of programs to support international students from Africa and those from African heritage. It's not only the people from the Caribbean. We have people from Papua New Guinea, who are also from Africa. So one of them is the Center for Sustainability Analysis. Next. Or you can go next. So we have, as I said, personally I have used, Waresa has been there for a long time. And we had the project with, I think, around 20 PhD holders. And the problem was, where do we get the money? We went to look for money, and one person told us that your programs are trying to cultivate people who will replace us in Africa. That's what they told us. And Waresa has been invited to many cultural programs to dance about Africa. We said in our projects, we have had a lot of dancing. Now it's time to address real issues. So I personally, again with my wife complaining against me, I have covered 15 programs from the US, from Canada, Australia, using my own fund, because if I wait for this thing to happen, there was no one to sponsor us. And we believe, yes, and we believe later on probably will get sponsors. So this is the event. So in our think tank, the problem is what is happening after. This is, I think you can see, our brothers dying from Morocco trying to go to Spain. No one has predicted. Of course, some people have predicted, but we don't have enough data that after around 8 years after independence, Africa is not moving. And we think, of course, we will not bring all the solutions, but at least we'll be able to predict and to tell our leaders that it's not working. Now, this is my question I was telling Dr. Edebe. If we have the president here of Burundi, president of all our nations here, they're not interested too much in what we say. What they're interested is, tell me the solution. How do I go about it? In Waresa, we have had more than 20 ambassadors attending our conferences, and they speak on behalf of their presidents. These are their questions. How can you help me against external people who want to remove me? That's their main questions. They say, we're not stable. How do you protect me against someone who wants to remove me from power? That's the question they give to Waresa. Well, Waresa is a non-political organization, but we try to find out some solutions. We told them, as for now, we have the solution, but we think there are some priorities. The first priorities I was talking about Burundi. Someone who has a bachelor's degree in Burundi, he received 400,000 Burundian francs. Average salary in my country, the whole salary from the first day of the month to the end is equal to 30 kgs of good rice. I don't know how about Rwanda, I don't know how about your countries, but the salaries of civil servants in Africa, that again, Waresa, we are trying to define. If someone who gets a salary from first March to the end of the month, which is equal to 30 kgs of rice, do we say that that person is corrupted? Or the person is trying to survive? So, this is, we think human dignity needs to be addressed. And then we are going in the Waresa think tank, we are going to address two main issues. Which policies are we going to implement? Which we try to improve civil servant living standards, and which will not bring inflation to the economic systems. By next year, before this day, we hope, with our collaborators, we are going to bring some solutions. This is the first solution. The second, we are trying to cut. These are the two solutions we are going to work on. We think our country, they spend a lot. So I don't know how far we have public data, but we think our country, they spend a lot, which is good, but we're going to give some reforms or some suggestions on how our government needs to cut the current budget so that we have enough money. It's very sad to always see when an African country wants to build a road, they have to go to the World Bank to get money. I never understood that concept. So the solution now, of course we have so many perspectives, but from now, what we have with the current budget, how do we try to do some savings from inefficient public spending, and we direct that money so that we don't always go to beg to other institutions so that we can do our own project. So this is a picture of what we are looking for. We are always tired to see Africa always begging for money to do their jobs. So if I go back, we have two main things we're going to work on by next year. First of all, I think altogether, what is the reality? I think we have one reality. How much does a public servant get per month? And how can we, along with the banking system, along with other people, how do we improve their living standards? And number two, how do we save from the current spending so that we can have our own money to do the basic projects? So this is, I think, the answer our president are looking for. I think we give them a report. We think they'll be able to read it or not read it. But however, in Waresa, we have a non-political institution we always want to make sure they have all the clear data, because we believe in Waresa through CESUA that we have many solutions, but they are not clear enough, they are not detailed enough, they are not clear enough for our presidents to quickly implement them. Of course, implementation is very hard. On the question on how we protect our president from coup d'etat, that will be later on. It's not on Waresa. Thank you very much.